Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's tutorial. Yes, it's a tutorial on how to mix acrylic paints to do a fluid acrylic painting. Now, this is how I do it. I don't know if it's completely accurate with, the main artists out there or a lot of the, popular fluid acrylic artists that are on YouTube and everything. I learned from some people on YouTube, and then I probably just adapted to what works for me. And so I'm going to show you what I do, because I have had a lot of requests on, what's your mix ratio and all that stuff. I honestly don't have a set, this many ounces or this weight or whatever. I just kind of pour in what I want, what I think will work. So I'm just going to kind of show you how I do that. So when I do a 10 by 20 canvas, which is what most of my Hot Wheel themed paintings are on, for my base, I usually grab a solo cup. Now, you probably could go with a smaller cup than that, but I just kind of like the solo cups because I can stir it up pretty fast, and it's pretty sloppy, and I just like them. And this particular solo cup has these ridges here, so I usually fill my Floetrol up, and I've already filled a cup in with Floetrol. Let me show you the Floetrol. So this is Floetrol. It's made by Flood. And if you get Floetrol, get the latex based. I think there's another one, but I can't remember what it is because I just get the latex based paint additive is what it is. So I buy it in the gallon. I think it just went up, but it's usually around $13 to $14 a gallon. They do sell them in quarts. The last time I looked, they were almost $7 a quart. And if I remember from my school days, so many years ago, 4 quarts in a gallon. I think even with the new math, that the quart thing probably stayed the same. Who knows? But it's 4 quarts in a gallon. So 7 times 4 is 28. This is half of that, or maybe a little less than half. So you'll save money doing that. So I've already poured my Floetrol in. I went up to the second ring. Now, not all solo cups have these rings, but the kind I buy do. So I poured it up. I don't know how many ounces that is, but I can always mix more paint if I need more paint. But after doing quite a few of these, I know that's about how much I need just for my base paint. And then I have my paint, which I'm using. I'm going to do white for Artist Loft white for my base. It's actually going to be gray. I'm going to add some black to it, and then I have a little squirt bottle of distilled water. I buy distilled water just because that's how the people I watched on YouTube did it, and I'm sure it's just because the purities have been hurt. I don't know, the things in water were boiled out, I'm gonna guess. So those are the products that I use. And then I just get these popsicle sticks. You can buy them at the craft store. My wife actually bought a couple huge boxes of them and didn't need them, I guess, because she does some waxing in her profession. And so she didn't need them, so she gave them to me. And I use them over and over until they're really thick, and then I'll throw them away eventually. But as you can see, I've used this to do many different colors in. So this is what I'm going to use. Now I have to add my paint to it. So, and again, I don't measure. I'm going to guess that I do probably 3 to 1 Floetrol to paint. So I just squirt in what I want. If it's not the right, like if you're using a colored one, since this is white and white, it's kind of hard to tell. But if you use like a blue or something, or even a red, because when you add red in here, you need to add more red to it, or it will turn it a little bit more pinkish. So because of the white Floetrol. So that's about what I do. So it was here, was about here, now it's up to here. So yeah, it's probably a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1. And then you just stir it. And I just stir it for a while to make sure you get all the clumps out of it. And this one, when I was pouring the Floetrol, I do not strain my Floetrol. Some people do. I saw a couple big globs come out. I was at the very end of there's a glob there. I was at the very end of the bottle, which is where a lot of them will hang out. And if I probably should, there's another glob right there. You can see them in there pretty easy. There's another glob. So you just want to make sure this is all mixed up pretty well. And when you're using a color like black or blue or anything like that, since this is white on white, it's hard to really tell if everything got mixed up, so I do a little bit more. But the other ones you can tell because some white will come up, the Floetrol, and I try to get around in the corners of the bottom, you know, up against the wall of the cup. They get dried down in that crease. So then what you do is you take your stick and you kind of run it off. And as you can see, there's a mound. I don't know if you can see that real well. As you can see, there's a mound building up. Well, that's not too bad there, but for a Dutch pour, you want to go a little bit lighter. But for a regular pour, maybe just a little bit more. And I always add a little bit of water in at a time. You can always add more water, but by gosh, I don't think you can take the water out. I've never tried. Just stir in that water. And it's still mounting up, but if you were to do other pours, like a dirty pour, or you know, or a swipe or something like that, that would probably be about the right consistency. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can get a good. So it's making just a little bit of a mound on top of the other paint. So that's not bad. But for a Dutch pour, you want it to go, kind of just go straight in without leaving a mound on top. So we're going to add some more water. It's almost there. It's about there. But as I said, I'm going to make this a gray, a light gray. So I'm going to add some black to it. So then you just mix. I might, since I added more paint, I probably will have to add more water to get it a little bit thinner. I think we had it just about right. Just a little bit more water. I think I'm going to do just a little bit more black, not much. just to get a little bit darker. I don't want it too dark, but I want it to be a little bit darker than it was. Get down in there, get down in there, get that mixed up. All right, as you can see, that was still a little mound building up, so we're gonna get some more water in there. And the one thing when you're mixing paints, you need to get the right consistency through each color that you're going to use. You want to have it the same way. And doing this testing with the stick, in my opinion, is the best way, at least for me it is, to tell if they're all the right consistency. All right, so that's just going right in. It's not leaving a mound. So that is the consistency that I want. So this one is ready to go. And that is how I mix paints, and I do that with every color. Now, I do have smaller cups to do. I'll show you real quick here. As you can tell, I'm real prepared to show you everything. Didn't have anything. So I have this size cup, and then I have this size cup. These are little Dixie cups. I get them out. Usually find them these at Walmart. These little plastic Dixie cups for bathroom cups. I don't know if they're Dixie, but they're bathroom cups. This is what I usually use to do multiple colors on a pour, because you don't, a lot of times you don't need a ton of paint in a, especially a Dutch pour. And then of course I buy these little containers, little plastic cups with lids. And so if I have excess paint, I will pour them in here and save them for later. And that's come in handy. I used to just either do another, try to add, mix a little bit more paint and make another painting, or I'd just let it waste and throw it away. So I've been trying to save that and use them, and it has come in handy. So that's how I mix paints. Hopefully that helps you out. If you have any questions, you know, simply leave a comment on whatever questions you have, and I'll try to answer that. But I've had a number of people wanting to know how I mix paints, and that finally found the time to just sit and do a tutorial on that. So hopefully that helped you out, and maybe I'll do another one in the future here to kind of show you multiple colors on how you mix it up and get the right consistency. Thanks for watching.